money side of the equation. And you just have to understand, for example, from the money side of the equation, going back to when they declared the so-called war on terror, at the exact same time, John Poindexter, who was Assistant Treasury to the Defense Department.
Tell us about that when we come back.
All right.
Hounded by debt collectors with phone calls and letters? Thinking of calling a debt relief company? Don't. Greedy lawyers and debt companies charge thousands. Why pay when you can get their solution absolutely free with New York Times best-selling author Herb K's #1 debt secret, the how-to on stopping the calls without paying the debt companies. Yes, free for a very limited time. Here's Herb K.
Don't get ripped off by credit repair companies when I can give you the information you need to do it yourself for free.
Herb K was right. His free information helped me stop the calls and settle my debt.
What have you got to lose? Stop the calls now, get out of debt, and have more money. Get Herb K's #1 debt secret absolutely free now. Call 888-352-7726. That's 888-352-7726. 888-352-7726.
Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
I have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today, it seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Did you know that the dollar has lost 10% of its value against other currencies in the last 90 days? Ever think about how inflation will change your life, your savings, your retirement plans? Remember inflation in Zimbabwe, Argentina, the Weimar Republic? Let's put this another way. Who cares if your investments go up 10%, but you lose 40% of your purchasing power? Gold still buys the same amount of stuff it always did. Gold does not require trust in a third party. You can possess it in your hand. You can take it with you. Gold is real money. Gold is honest money. My name is Daniel Larson from Midas Resources. To find out how you can protect your savings and roll over your IRA funds into precious metal accounts, call me at 800-686-2237, extension 134. That's 800-686-2237, extension 134. 800-686-2237, extension 134.
Attention, an important product from hempusa.org, microplant powder, will change your life by removing all types of positive toxins, such as heavy metals, parasites, bacteria, viruses, and fungus from the digestive tract and stomach wall so you can absorb nutrients. Microplant powder is 89% silica and packed with a negative charge that attracts positive toxins from the blood, organs, spine, and brain. This product has the ability to rebuild cartilage and bone, which allows synovial fluid to return to the joints. Silica is a precursor to calcium, meaning the body turns silica into calcium and is great for the heart. There is no better time than now to have microplant powder on your shelf or in your storage shelter. And with an unlimited shelf life, you can store it anywhere. Call 908-691-2608 or visit hempusa.org. It's a great way to change your life. So call 908-691-2608 or visit us at hempusa.org today.
Cyrus Jones from 1810 to 1913 made his great-grandchildren believe you could live to 103. 103 is forever when you're just a little kid.
Our country is descending into the most horrible sci-fi tyranny you can imagine. The planet is falling to the terrorists that stage the terror attacks and then fund themselves off of all the security measures they put in.
Max Keiser calls coming up in the next segment. We're going to look at the economy and what's happening there. But continuing, you were bringing up Poindexter wanting to create, and this was in the Washington Post. In fact, they tried to launch it. Well, for those that don't know, tell people about it. Literally making terrorism part of the economy. And then I have another question that dovetails with that, because we know about the insider trading on American and United before 9/11. Did you look at the stocks? I haven't done this, of the body scanner companies in the days before Christmas. Let me guess. I bet some bets were made that the stock was going to go way up.
I haven't looked at the numbers on that. Let's get back to John Poindexter for a second. You know, John Poindexter was higher up in the Department of Justice in the military in the U.S. And during this launch of the War on Terror, he launched the so-called Policy Analysis Market, or PAM, which was going to be an online virtual exchange where people can speculate on the next terror attack. And John Poindexter was saying, well, you know, the point of this is to use the markets, which are efficient. You know, this whole mantra that markets are efficient. And that's part of the whole casino mentality, is that the reason why everything has become securitized and everything is now a market, and the health business is going to be on a market, and the climate change is going to be carbon trading market. The reason everything is on a market is because there's this belief that markets are efficient. So John Poindexter is saying that, yes, if we only turn terror into an online tradable market, then we would know in advance where the next strike is going to be, and we would prepare accordingly. But of course, all it does is it gives yet the insiders another way to profit on the terror that they themselves are stoking. You know, as Ron Paul has said recently, they are terrorists because we're occupiers, end quote. And so if you're an occupying force and you're causing terror and you're already making billions, well, why not add another layer on top of this, call it the policy analysis market, sell to the public as if you're going to help figure out the next attack, but all it is you're just making more money on the attacks that you're already creating. Because they always, it comes out, know beforehand and let real attacks take place, but more often than not, they're staging the attack to begin with. Absolutely. I mean, it's about making money much faster than waiting around and clipping coupons. They're 5% or 6% on your money. If you had a chance to make 100% in 5 weeks, then you'd go ahead and do it. And that's what's behind all the policies. All the policies in Washington are created by speculators. The energy policies are created by the oil speculators. The health policies are created by the health and insurance industry, which are speculators. They're all basically speculating on the global markets in one way or another. The banking industry is certainly, all the policies there are created by the banking industry. It's like Enron. Remember, Enron created the energy policies under Bush. That's continued. All the speculators write the policies in Washington in ways that make it easier for them to speculate. They have access to cheap money at the Federal Reserve at near 0% interest rates. And there's no regulatory framework. There's no Glass-Steagall. There's nothing holding them back. They can make all the crazy bets they want. They can invade countries that they know are going to cause certain stocks and commodities to go in certain ways, bank the profits, book the profits. Oh, and whenever they make a mistake, they claim, oh, it's terrorists, and we need to go to the taxpayer to bail us out. So it's heads we win, tails everybody else loses. They've been doing it now for years, and that's why the wealth and income gap in America is so huge. It's never been higher. Even during the robber baron period in American history, you never had a wealth and income gap as high as it is now. It's never been as high as it is right now. This is exactly the situation that existed pre-American war for independence. America didn't want to be under the thumb of an aristocratic occupying royalty. But this is exactly the situation today. The bankers are an occupying force of aristocrats that are simply engaging in this casino gulag model where it's heads they win, tails we lose, and to keep us stupid and in line, they bring in these airport scanners, which are humiliating, which is just a way to create mass depression, and then they feed on that depression, and of course they sell you the drugs to help you treat your depression, and of course the health industry policies are written by the drug companies who are also speculating. Max Keiser is our guest. We're going to get into his outlook for 2010 in the economy as things are consolidated and vertically integrated through the Homeland Security global dictatorship. It's planetary. We are also going to open the phones up and take your calls at 1-800-259-90.